All right, now I'm gonna record from both and just see what happens. Might as well, right?
Yeah. Give her a try.
It's kind of like a safety net. So we got to do things that annoy Bert.
Oh God, that's a long fucking list, dude. We'd be here all fucking day.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Everybody else, what are you talking about? Why can't I fucking find anything here? Doesn't work. I can't do it.
All right, anyway. you want to hear the intro?
Yeah.
Share screen. Start sharing. Can you see the screen? Doo-doo.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, here we go.
I think I'm seeing it.
Government of the people, for the people, by the people.
So everybody, just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without
Bert and Augie.
Don't fuck with me.
Controversy with Bert and Augie.
We think it's the banning of free speech. The First Amendment protects material, presumptively.
We don't talk about harassing and sexually brutalizing women in my music, man. We don't do that in my music, man. I'm tired of you saying that.
We've got white collar people trying to crap our style, saying we're too nasty and we're too live. Corrupted politicians playing games, bringing us down to boost their fame. They must be joking, thinking we will war, but they're like flies moving the wall. We stand tall from beginning to end, with the help from fans and all our friends. Freedom of speech will never die. For us to have, our ancestors died. Don't keep thinking that we will quit. We'll always stand and never sit. We're too live, too black, too strong, doing the right thing and not the wrong. So listen up, y'all, to what we say. We won't be banned in the USA.
The First Amendment gave us freedom of speech. So what you're saying, it didn't include me? I like to party and have a good time. There's nothing but pleasure written in our rhymes. I know you don't think we'll ever quit. We got some people on our side that won't take your lip. We're gonna do all the things we wanna do. You can't stand to see a brother get as rich as you. This is the 90s and we're coming on strong, saying things and doing things that you're saying's wrong. Wising up, cause on election day, we'll see who's banned in the USA.
Government of the people, for the people, by the people, by the people. What is this? Is this not America? This is not China. This is not Russia. This is not the place where they brought down the wall. This is America. We have the right to say what we want to say. We have the right to do what we want to do. And what I do in my house, you might not do in your house. So what I do in my house is my business. And the simple fact of it all is that we are bonded by the First Amendment. We have the freedom of expression. We have the freedom of choice. And you, Chinese, black, green, purple, Jew, you have the right to listen to whoever you want to, and even the Two Live Crew. So all you right-wingers, left-wingers, bigots, communists, there is a place for you in this world, because this is the land of the free, the home of the brave, and Two Live is what we are.
Don't fuck with me.
That's kind of long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 minutes and 49 seconds long. It's probably the longest intro I've ever done, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it's imperative that the whole song's played, because it's kind of speaks to the idea that, what the fuck,
No, it does. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I don't know. It's just long. That's all. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just long.
So that's what it's all about. We've been permanently banned from Twitter, and so that's why we're doing this episode. We're banned in the USA. So apparently, right before Musk took over, all these fucking libs that worked at Twitter, when it went through and cleaned out a shitload of accounts that they didn't agree with, and ours was one of them. And so now I'm permanently banned and I can't get back on. And we had
They showed us.
Yeah, we had like 3,500 followers. It wasn't anything crazy, but yeah, they banned us, and they said it was for hate speech, which I don't understand how anybody could call what we do hate speech. We fucking love everybody.
We're equal opportunity. We hate everybody and we love everybody.
Right. It's all about, come on now. Come on, man. Uncle Joe can say he wipes his butt, but I can't say that Uncle Joe wipes his butt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or says he wipes his butt. I wipe my own butt.
You're fucking stupid. The whole thing's stupid. But we're in good company, right? So we got Trump. We got, who else? Kanye. Kanye just got banned, right?
Yep.
So maybe he'll sponsor us.
That's what we need. That's all we need is
I seriously doubt that.
Donald Trump or Kanye West or somebody fucking mention us, and then boom, then we'll have millions of listeners instead of tens of 20s.
So they're saying that Warnock won, huh?
Yep. Warnock won by, I don't know, like 700,000 votes, I think.
No, I just looked it up.
70,000 votes, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think of that? Do you think there's some foul play there, or do you think Warnock's not as demonized as the conservatives say? Is he?
It's hard to say. I mean, that's the thing, right? They've never done an investigation on any of the issues and the problems that they have. So if you never investigate it and you never disprove it, then it, in the back of your mind, how do you not question the result? Whether Walker won or Warnock won, you still have to question the results. I mean, I think there was some shady shit that went down in the general election. I mean, I think Arizona was kind of fucking fishy. I think Nevada was fishy. So all that being said, I mean, I find it hard to believe that they did spend a lot of money. I guess they spent like fucking, I don't know, some crazy fucking figure for like $50 million or some shit to try and get that fucking retard elect. He's a fucking idiot. I don't know how anybody could vote for him, but I guess they're all enlightened and I'm just an asshole.
Well, and then you talk about Arizona and Nevada, they're still doing these drop-off vote locations. And I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just fraud. It's just you're just opening the door for fraud.
Looks like ballot harvesting big time, so it's crazy. I don't understand. So
I don't understand how it could be legal. And then, why isn't everybody using Florida's model? Because Florida's model it's pretty ironclad, I think. I think he said they do early voting 10 days in advance. Pennsylvania started doing early voting in September.
Well, yeah.
Fucking 2 months.
More time for better results, right? That's the whole point. You think you're going to get better results with more time?
Right.
I tend to think that it's an issue.
Well, in the Captain Dipshit, he refused to debate until like 5 days before the election. Well, 700,000 votes had already been cast before he did that. So how many of those votes do you think could have possibly changed their mind when they heard that the motherfucker's brain dead? He can't answer any questions. He's a fucking retard. And
did you hear what he said, though?
What's that?
Well, January is a long ways away, and I've already made a lot of progress, so I'll make even more progress by then. He can't answer questions. You cannot have a conversation with him. You call him an idiot, a brain dead idiot, and people go, "Oh, that's mean, and you shouldn't say that." No, he is incapable of carrying on. You and I are carrying on a conversation. He is incapable of doing this. He has to have it fucking typed on a teleprompter so he can fucking read it.
Right. And then they give
and that's who you voted for.
And then they tell him what to say, and he says it.
And that's who you voted for. Unfucking believable. Well, It's worked for fucking Biden for the last 2 years. I mean, I don't know why we're hating on it.
Right. It's obviously a good model.
Yeah.
It's a good model for victory. You know, and then
it's insane. It's I don't know. I just it's sad fucking state affairs. I don't know how they can do that. It's just craziness.
the lady with the ladies that ran for governor in Arizona.
Yeah, she didn't debate either. Katie Hobbs.
Yeah, and you know, and she ran her own election because she was the Secretary of State in Arizona. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind there was fraud there, no doubt. I mean, I don't even have to see any evidence to believe that, because it's just too fucking obvious that if you didn't recuse yourself when you're in charge of the elections and you're running for a public office,
Why would you do that?
Probably got something up your sleeve, more than likely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why else wouldn't you recuse yourself? I mean, it shouldn't matter to you, right? Because you're gonna put down what your platform is, and people are gonna vote on it, and your platform's so good that you're gonna get those votes, right? No, not at all. Fucking don't worry about it. I got this shit taken care of.
Yeah.
You know?
Just because my hand's in the cookie jar does not mean I'm stealing cookies. Then why is your hand in the fucking cookie jar? No, it's sad. It really is. And I think I question how much longer, how long are people going to put up with this? I mean, I guess just fucking indefinitely. I don't know. I would think somebody would get mad and fucking do something about it, but I have yet to see much of anything. I mean,
and that's the problem with the Republicans in Congress.
Well, they're very ineffectual. They don't do much. I mean, the Democrats are fucking. They'll bend over backwards to fuck people and to do stuff, and then the Republicans are like, "Oh, well, I'm just and I'm right." Well, that's great, but you're losing ground every time you turn around because this is continuing.
Well, it's like being a used car salesman. If you're a used car salesman and you tell everybody, like, you're trying to sell a car and you're like, well, it's got scratches all over it and the fucking tires are low and probably going to need to replace the tires. I'm sure the brakes suck too. Want to buy it?
Yeah.
And
that's
then
not a very good car salesman.
That's a conservative car salesman. And now you have a Democrat car salesman. Man, this thing's like fucking new. You should buy this. This thing's awesome. It's great. I know it has 333,000 miles on it, but it's like new. It's amazing. You should buy this car. That's exactly what they do. They just fucking tell you what you want to hear in the hopes that you'll vote for them. Everything's going to be free. Yeah.
And how's it going to get paid for?
And everything's going to be electric so that global warming doesn't happen. Yeah. How are you going to do that? It doesn't matter. We're just going to make it happen. Vote for me.
Imaginary.
Whoa.
It's the Wizard of Oz, though. It's the almighty Oz. Everything's fucking good and fine. And then you pull back the curtain and it's some little fucking midget back there. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And he's like, oh shit, don't look behind the curtain.
Nothing to see here.
Well, I mean, you just look at who they fucking pick. I mean, 2020 election, not whining about it, but the 2020 election, you got fucking Kamala Harris. We've talked about this. Mm-hmm. Out there campaigning for Black Lives Matters and getting fucking criminals their bail posted so they can get out, get out of jail and stuff like that. And then they want to change that. They want a no bail system. Bail is racist. How about you just don't commit a crime and you don't have to worry about the issue of bail? Oh, okay. Well, no, you can't do that. But they supported Black Lives Matters. Well, that's been proven that it's been a fraud. And yet nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about who supported it and all the people and all the things that they did and all the money that was channeled through that. Now you got this whole Hunter Biden thing, right? Same thing, same exact thing. Oh, that's Russian disinformation. That cocksucker stood on fucking the debate stage and fucking said, my son has done nothing wrong. Looked like Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. She sucked my dick. That's not sex. Really? In other states, other than Arkansas, you can't have a juvenile child perform fellatio on you, Bill. I know you think it's okay, but it's not. Okay, that's designated as a sexual act. You had sex with her in the Oval Office. You lied on TV. Everyone knows that you fucking lied to
What?
this. Then you had all these deniers. He didn't do it. He's a good person. No, it's known. It's a fact. They produced the tapes. They produced the dress. They produced his fucking jizz on it. She sucked his dick in the office. He lied. So now you have the same thing. Piece of shit stood up on stage and said, oh, that's Russian disinformation. That's Russian collusion. That's this. It's that. No, it wasn't. You motherfuckers knew it was fucking real and you denied it. And now you sent all the shit to Twitter to get rid of it. And, oh, that's right. Who owns Twitter now and who's releasing all of that?
Elon Musk.
Yeah. And, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's like the second coming of Christ or anything. He's not, he's got some shady shit that I don't think he's broken the law, but obviously he knows how to play the game. Let's put it that way. He's gotten a lot of tax breaks. He's gotten a lot of government subsidies. I got a phone call from Massachusetts. Let's see if my extended car warranty is. Hello. It is. Okay, can I call you back later? I'm in the middle of doing something right now. I don't, but I can write it down.
So my phone number is 857-302-7278.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
in the office.
One more time, please. 857.
302-7278.
Alrighty. What was your name?
In the office. My name is Emma, and
Emma.
I'm on the East Coast. So
Mhm.
I'm in the office from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday.
Okay, I should be able to call you in about an hour.
I hope you have a good day.
All right, thank you. You too. Bye.
Are you gonna extend your warranty?
But no, it's fucking. My doctor gave me a referral to these people on the East Coast, and then they call and they're like, "Oh, you're not busy?" No, I have a fucking life and a job, and I can't just fucking pick up the phone and answer it whenever. And how in the fuck they're gonna help me from the East Coast is kind of beyond me. But New Age medicine, they're gonna just make it all better.
What are they doing? What are they giving you?
I don't know. It's the fucking. You got to make it. They got to give me a referral to a fucking fat people doctor because I fucking eat too much. So.
Well, it's like Dad used.
And they're going to give me some imaginary thing. Well, you need to get plenty of sleep, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. Well, unlike you, I don't sit in a fucking cube all day and answer phones and talk to people on the fucking phone. I have a real fucking job, and that I work more than fucking 6 hours a day and take fucking 2 half-hour coffee breaks. So sorry, it's not realistic for me. But anyway, it's just me ranting and raving about being a fucking.
It's like Dad used to say. You go to the doctor and he'd say, "Well, they say I drink too much, I smoke too much, and I have athlete's foot." Well, fuck, I already knew. Right. Well, fuck, I already knew that.
Right. You need to work out more. Well, fuck, dude.
Oh, you know what's funny?
You're like clairvoyant. If you could just give me 6 numbers, it'd make my life a whole lot fucking easier, and I wouldn't have to fucking worry about any of this bullshit.
Right.
Stupid me.
So Keely came out for Thanksgiving, and she was telling me that she never heard Dad say the word fuck.
I find that very hard to believe.
And that's a funny thing because Dad told me that once. He said, I never used to say the word fuck until I got around you fucking kids. And every other word comes out of your mouth is fuck.
Yeah, maybe.
And I said, Dad, you're out of your fucking mind. What's wrong with you? No, I didn't say that, but.
Well, he did try to censor it a little bit because he'd say "well fart" and shit like that and whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
It's a tough.
You gonna try and tell me she never got him mad and he never fucking blew up and got pissed off, or when him and Rusty were having a disagreement, he didn't use the word fuck and she didn't hear it? I find that hard to believe, but I don't know. Maybe.
You never know. Yeah, you know.
It's just a word. It doesn't have any. It doesn't hurt people when you say it. I mean, people say words hurt. No, they don't. If you're soft and you need safe space and you want to go crawl in a fucking corner and suck your thumb under a table, then yeah, I guess the word fuck hurts you, but it doesn't. It doesn't really hurt. It's your perception of it that hurts, not the actual word.
Right.
You could have, you can condition a kid to, when you said blue, that was a bad word. You said the B word. It was blue. Oh God, it was horrible. That's a good idea. I think I might do that to my kids. Teach them that if you vote blue, it's bad.
Yes.
It hurts Dad every time you vote blue.
Blue is evil. Blue.
Puts a nail in your coffin.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. Maybe. I guess that's possible. I mean, he lost his filter as he got older, I guess, maybe, huh?
And then maybe he wasn't around. I mean, obviously, the word fuck is probably more used today than it was 40, 50 years ago.
I think so, yeah.
And damn it, Dad used to say damn it. And you used to say okie dokie, which I always thought was fucking weird, but okie dokie. But that's, Dad would be, what, 92 if he were alive.
93, 29.
93.
He would be almost, in January, he'd be 94, so.
Yeah, January 5th. And anyway,
God,
shout out.
Can you imagine if he was still alive, dude? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what his quality of life would be. I mean, that's obviously, we wish he was here and we were selfish because you think on the good thing, but if he was miserable and in pain and everything like that, it wouldn't be a good thing. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. It's always hard when you have that kind of, you think about that kind of stuff, or at least it is for me. So I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
You assume that it would be good times, but reality sets in and it's not necessarily going to be a good time. So, but no, it's good you got to see her. I mean, it's freaking, she's got like feet of snow up there in Idaho right now, right?
Yeah. She missed her connecting flight because the snow was so bad.
Wow.
Well, and there was other things too. There was a bunch of stuff that her flight ended up being like 2.5 hours late. So they gave her a voucher and she stayed in the hotel. And
not a bad deal.
In Minneapolis.
Little vacation.
Yeah, hey, whatever.
She could have went and got a car or got a taxi and gone to the Mall of America. That's in Minneapolis, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it's close to it.
What the hell's there? Big giant thing on the front of it says Amazon. There's a bunch of lockers in there. You just go get your Amazon shit. I mean, malls are like a fucking thing of the past, aren't they?
Yeah, they're getting there.
Know. I couldn't tell you. I haven't been to a mall in years. I don't go there. I have no desire to go there. Remember, we used to go there to go hang out. You just go hang out, walk around the mall. What a fucking bunch of idiots, dude. Who the fuck that? How's that a good time?
Well, you're always hoping to find some chick that you can chase down, or something.
Come
like
on,
that.
let's be real, dude. You'd see him, you're like, God, that chick's smoking hot, and then she'd walk away, and then you're like, well, she didn't just run over here and like drop to her knees and pleasure me. It wouldn't be sex by any means. I mean, that's just, according to Bill Clinton, that's not sex. It's weird. That never happened to me in my entire life, dude. It just, some chick just walked over. Oh my God, I want to marry you. You can spend the rest of my life with you. No matter how good I combed my hair or how clean my shoes were. All the shit you used to worry about, dude. You'd be like, oh. Anyway.
At my work, they call me Mr. GQ because, I'm always, I wear nicer clothes than most of them. And my hair is always combed. And I'm like, well, I just call that combing my hair. I don't, it's not like I'm not trying to be anything or do anything or, I'm not trying to set off some kind of persona that I'm better than anybody or anything like that. It's just, I wear newer clothes and
imagine that you take a little bit of pride in yourself and your appearance and people are like, what are you doing? And you're like, I shower daily, regardless. I know that's weird for you, but you might want to shower and maybe take a razor to your face and shave every once in a while. And yeah, it's called a comb. They're like 35 cents, or I just dated myself, dude. A plastic comb's probably like $8 now at Walmart.
It was 35 cents 35 years ago.
Yeah, but no, it's interesting. But yeah, she's in. Is she in Coeur d'Alene, or is she in Garfield, or where's she at?
Sagal.
Oh, she's in the Sagal place or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it's
Sagal.
not Coeur d'Alene, and it's not that Garfield Bay. It's in Sagal.
Yeah. Well, I think Garfield Bay is in Sagal. Garfield
what it
Bay
is?
is just the name of the bay. I think. I'm not sure. But
We
she's
can
there.
Google it.
She gave some good feedback, I think. Talked to, whatever circle of friends that she has there that have listened, and they feel like we're a descriptive bunch. We give good description, and they can visualize what we're talking about, stuff like that. That's great. That's good feedback. She thinks we should go a little more on the conspiracy side than the non-conspiracy side. But my thing is I want to talk about both sides of that fence. You know what I mean? Like, there's some pretty sensational conspiracy theories out there that, just don't make sense to me. Or
You mean like the Hunter Biden laptop is Russian disinformation? That was a big conspiracy theory, wasn't it? Remember people getting banned off Twitter and stuff? I mean, we didn't fall into that trap. We just had hate speech, so they got us anyway. But no, I mean, that's a conspiracy theory, and then it comes out that it's true, and everybody's like, well, we just won't talk about it. You were right, but we just won't talk about it. So,
well, and that's the thing.
And some of them are hard, dude. Some of them, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, I love a good story, but at the same time, you gotta have a bullshit meter, and you got to be able to smell it when it's going out there, and it's like, I don't know about that. That's a little,
a little over the top, maybe.
We've been living on the dark side of the moon with the aliens, and they, give us technology, and we send them babies, and they make stir fry out of them. I don't know about that one. That one's a little bit.
Well, there are others on the other side of on the left. They talk about the MAGA conservative, and
I don't think they call
they're all racists, and we're all.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That's the truth, because they say it on the TV, and it just becomes fact. And that's why Joe Biden. That's why Joe Biden ran in the first place. He was retired from politics, and then, Trump did that thing in the park. Remember, he had that rally in the park, and
right.
That was when Joe Biden knew that he had to dust off his boots and go back to work and save America.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I don't need his help saving America, because I'm worse off now than I was fucking 2 years ago.
He isn't.
My 401k isn't any better. My fucking grocery bill's worse. I haven't put a fucking full tank of gas in my car in 6-8 months. The pump shuts off at 100, so it doesn't go full. So I mean, I could double swipe my card. It's just a little demoralizing, Guess I ought to look on the bright side. The card could be like the finger in my ass, just fucking, ooh, doesn't that feel nice? Oh, no, yeah.
Once you get used to it, it starts to feel good.
I don't understand what the problem is. I agreed to have sex. And then someone pulled out a 12-inch dildo and said, we're going to jam this in your ass. And I was like, that is not the sex I had in mind. But hey.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's just fucking painful. But they don't say that's a conspiracy theory, right? That's the thing. If it was fair and impartial, they would say, hey, in today's news, there's this conspiracy theory, and then there's this conspiracy theory, and they would present all the information. And then you would make an informed decision. But we don't do that in America, because you've got people like freaking, CNN and everybody else, Don Lemon and freaking, who's my buddy over there at MSNBC? Chuck Todd. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's another one of those people. Oh, this is horrible. That we've got to make people aware of this. Have you gone back and told everybody about how you fucked up and lied? Oh, no, you didn't do that. But we're the best news source that's out there. We've told you
Right.
4 stories that weren't true, but we didn't say anything about those. Now we've got another story, and we want you to believe it's true, so we're going to tell you about it. Yeah.
Well,
I don't
and
think
that's
how.
they're you know, the hypocrisy is obvious in to most people, I would think, and then it's
But is it? I mean, is it? They fucking elected that idiot in Pennsylvania. Now Warnock's won again. I mean, is it? Is it obvious to most people? I just my faith in humanity is waning rapidly.
right.
I basically have no faith. But then again, they say the same thing about us. You're just hate mongers. You just want to kill everybody, and you're opposed to same-sex marriages. And I don't give 2 flying fucks about same-sex marriage. I mean,
Me
that's
neither. I'm not
I don't
against it.
care.
I'm not for it. I could care less. It doesn't matter
yeah.
to me.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
I just don't need somebody throwing it in my face. I worked with the guy. The first thing he said to me was, when I met him, "Hi, this is my name and I'm gay." What does that matter? I don't care. I don't need you to throw it in my face. I don't need to hear about it. I mean, I don't come to work and go, "Man, you guys should have seen it last night. I fucked the dog shit out of my wife." That is not the first thing I say when I come into work or whatever. Okay. So it's just, but yet they feel the need to have to be able to do that to me. And I have to sit there and don't make a face and be nice and be understanding and,
And you're
understand
like,
how
I
they
don't
want-
care.
how they want to identify. I don't care about that. Come to work, do your job, and don't do your job. I don't give a shit. The boss is in charge of that. If you're the boss, then you need to take care of the fact that they don't do their job. All I need you to do is come to work and not affect me, and then I won't affect you. And we'll both go home at the end of the day, and we can go do whatever we want to do. That's your deal.
It's like the old Eddie Murphy thing where he's like, I don't have a problem with gay people. It's just, hanging out with them is weird, but hey, man, you want to go have a drink? Nah, I got to go suck somebody's dick. All right, man, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. But that was hate speech. No, that wasn't hate speech. That was Eddie Murphy saying that he doesn't have a problem with it. He just doesn't. Here's the thing. You hang out with and talk with and are friends with people that you have things in common with.
Right.
If you're not homosexual or transgender or whatever, you're freaking non-binary or whatever, that's not me. That's not what I do. So
Right.
I don't hang out with you. I don't like search them out and try to vandalize their cars or their houses or anything like that, or do hate stuff or whatever, because I'm not a psychopath and I don't have to do all that. I don't care. If you want to know the truth of the matter, I don't think their gender identity or whatever affects me. It doesn't, because I don't allow it to. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not in that circle and I'm not a part of it. So, but yet you have to force it upon me, and it's just crazy to me. I mean,
Well,
whatever. Hey,
and that's the thing, like if you went into the workplace and you started talking about your sex life with your wife and somebody complained about it, you'd get in a lot of trouble for that. But
100%.
It's
inappropriate.
but you're protected if the shoe's on the other foot, because you're a protected class, which is fucking bullshit. Because talking about sex at work is inappropriate and shouldn't happen, and it doesn't matter whether you're a heterosexual or you're a homosexual or you're a whatever, you like to fuck donkeys on the weekend or whatever it is that you like to do. I mean,
Except for the whole, there's the whole conversation. Okay, when it comes into kids, we've talked about that, but if it comes to kids, then yeah, I don't care. You think you should be able to do that if that's how you identify. But no, it's not.
Nah.
You just, that's not acceptable. Not now, not ever. Should never be. I mean, the way this world's going, in a couple of years, it might be accepted. I don't know. I hope not. But
Right.
like I said, my faith in humanity is dwindling rapidly.
that's another thing about Elon Musk. I saw a news report where it says that he's done more to stop child pornography since taking over Twitter than they have in the last 10 years. Like, they were using the software that they were using to stop child pornography. They were using that to stop conservatives from being on the platform.
Well, that's more important. That's an existential crisis in society that needs to be addressed way more than child pornography.
So in here, I'll say this, I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion. And I know I've said this before on previous episodes. I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion. This is just my fucking opinion, and your opinion. And if you don't like it, don't fucking listen. I mean, there's plenty of people that don't listen. so join the club.
Obviously, yeah.
You know, it's fine. It's not a big deal one way or the other. I'm not trying to get people, I don't understand why people on the left think the way they do. And I never will. And I'm always going to bitch about it because it's just part of who I am.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, it's they're going to bitch that it affects their life, and we bitch that it affects our life, and it is what it is. But like I said, stock market's down. The Mississippi River is going dry. I mean, fucking Hank Williams Jr. was freaking. Have you seen all those comparisons, dude, where they're talking about that?
No, I haven't.
There's pictures. Well, in the song, right? Country Boy Can't Survive. He talks about the stock market's down. I can't remember all the words, how it goes.
The inflation's up and the stock market's down, and you only get mugged if you go downtown, right?
Right, and he talks about the Mississippi River running dry. Well, I don't know if you've seen any of that stuff. Well, there's like sections of the Mississippi River where it's really low.
Right, and here it is. It's the preacher man says it's the end of time, which you're hearing that, right? You hear that all over the place. Oh, end of days is coming, And the Mississippi River, she's going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you only get mugged if you go downtown. Not interest. Right. It was inflation. No, I think it's interest. Interest rates are up and the stock market's down.
Well, it's got to rhyme, so obviously, but yeah.
And you only get mugged if you go down.
And I don't know about you, dude, but I have zero desire to go to any big cities. I mean, Portland, Chicago, New York. Just go down the list. I mean, if you go to L.A., you want to go into L.A., you want to go to fucking walk around downtown L.A., no, I'm going to pass. San Francisco, people shitting in the street, hypodermic needles everywhere. Yeah, that sounds like a great place. I mean, Jesus Christ, fucking Paul Pelosi. I live in San Francisco, and some random guy shows up and wants to hit me in the head with a hammer. Well, wow, that sounds like an amazing vacation trip for my kids. Hey, let's go, and we'll do it like the Purge. We'll just walk downtown San Francisco, and when they start chasing us, we'll just run, and that's how we'll get our exercise, and that'll be our excitement for the, instead of going to Disneyland and getting on a roller coaster, you just run through the streets of San Francisco and try and survive for fucking 24 hours. What a fucking shit show.
Well, and speaking of San Francisco, they're talking about I saw a news report on the Golden Gate Bridge. They've been building a net to stop suicide.
Well, they've had worker nets out there. Whenever they work on the bridge, they put up nets underneath it. I mean,
but now they're trying to do a permanent net to keep people from committing suicide, and that net, they started on it 2 years ago, I guess.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard this. Yeah,
or maybe 3 years ago, and it's still not complete. The cost of that net was supposed to be like $20 million. The bill is at $400 million, and they still have 2 more years to go. And ironically enough, it only took 4 years to build the fucking bridge in the first place.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
In 1939.
Yeah.
So
back when people didn't have fucking cell phones and they didn't have fucking technology and they didn't have anything else. I mean, most people didn't have fucking cars back then. Well, they say that the Golden Gate Bridge, they start at one end painting, and by the time they finish, they just go back and start over, and they just continually paint it. You've heard those stories?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I mean, that's not fact. It's
who knows? Well, if it's one dude, if it's just one person that's painting it, then I could see. Yeah, it probably does.
It's like a whole
crew of dudes,
whole group. Yeah, whole crew. I don't know. I was trying to look it up, but I can't find it.
Well, anyhow, it's just it's just
that was money well spent, wasn't it?
Well, it used to be the Golden Gate Bridge was looked at as this great accomplishment for the state of California and what it did. It was like the at the time it was the longest tension bridge in the world, and they told them that they there were engineers that didn't think it could be done and all this stuff, and they did all. There was this great marvel of stuff. Now it represents. Now they're building this net, and that represents the massive overspending, the massive, just not managing anything worth a shit. I mean, the project manager on that net, I mean, how does he have a fucking job?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
he works from home from that new $600, fucking $300 million mansion that he fucking that he just bought. He just came into this, just had a windfall of money, and no one knows where it came from, but he's got all this extra money and stuff. It's fucking comical. It's once again, it's just fucking sad, dude. I mean, how, like you said, I don't know about you, but I know for me, if I was at work and I caused my department or, my working group or whatever you want to call it to be over budget by like 10%, they probably look at fucking getting rid of my ass. I mean, when you're 200%,
yeah,
not even 200%, 2,000%, right?
Yeah.
Over the cost.
If it was, if you're blowing 12, 13% in any business, you're going to get fired.
You would think,
but not when you're working for the state of California.
Well,
you can just wipe your ass with $100 bills, and they just keep handing you money.
Well, they did. They just reelected Gavin Newsom, so I mean, they like it. They want that's where they want to be. They want that fucking idiot in office and whatnot. I mean, dude, you look at, and that's the thing, right? I mean, you look at all these places that are shitholes and everything like that, and there's a common thread. They got blue fucking governors. They got blue fucking mayors. They got fucking, and then they can't figure out why it's a fucking shit show. Well, because pie in the sky fucking dreams don't get shit done. Right. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't afford, you can't have defund the police and let all the criminals out of fucking jail.
But it gets a lot of
weird.
It apparently gets a lot of votes though. And
it does.
And at the end of the day, for the Democrat Party, that's all that matters is winning. And so they'll say and do whatever they can and whatever they have to get that vote. And you know what their voter looks like. I mean, I know what the main voters on the left are the dingy people who don't really, they just kind of believe whatever they hear. Oh, I heard it on CNN or I saw it on the news or, so it must be true. And, oh, fuck, that's why, you hear people bitching about Trump being a racist. And Jesus Christ, there is no fucking evidence to support that idea. There's just no evidence anywhere.
Well,
if anything, it's quite the contrary,
He had won all kinds of awards and done all kinds of stuff when he was in New York for years and years and years in the black community, and they loved him. And then all of a sudden they tried to demonize him and make him this horrible person because he ran for, because he became president of the United States. It's just fucking comical. I mean, you've got fucking Barack Obama. Oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be like Donald Trump. Oh, I never said that. Yeah, you did, dude. It was in your fucking high school yearbook or whatever the fuck it was.
No, Facebook told me when I posted it
that was fake news.
that it was not said. So because Facebook said that, they have teams of people that confirm what's real and what's not. Don't you know that?
And what are their fucking credentials? That's the thing, right?
They don't believe what you're saying, so they're saying that it's not true. Yeah, it's just that simple. Whether it's, I don't know whether it's true or not. I have no idea.
I don't like this narrative.
But it could be true, and that's why I posted it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, do some research, figure it out. Well, you shouldn't say it. You have an obligation to not repeat it if it's not true. No, I thought it was funny. If he did say that, then it is awful ironic that he's motherfucking him now.
Right.
That's the truth of the matter. That's the humor in it. That's the that's the thing. And dude, have you ever sit there? I mean, I tell my kids all the time, they sit and play fucking TikTok on their phone, and then they ask me a silly question, and I'm like, I don't know. I've told them for years I was the smartest man alive. Obviously, that's not true. The fact checkers came out one day and told me you, in fact, are not the smartest man alive. However, they'll ask me a question. I'm like, Are you fucking kidding me? When I was a kid, I had to go to the library and get checked off on that stupid fucking card system and the Dewey Decimal System, and you had to prove that you knew how to do it. And I fucking hated going through those little fucking card files and everything, you know.
Right.
They don't have to do that anymore. You know, they don't have to go to the wall and look on an encyclopedia that's 30 fucking years old and get some fucking bullshit, ridiculous story about some fucking technology that wasn't even fucking real.
Well, let me tell you about.
They just take their phone and go Google, you know?
That's the thing about technology that people don't realize is, you know, everybody is willing to say, I mean, people are putting out their opinions as if it were fact, right? Which that's what we don't do. These are just our opinions. However, they did it back then too. They just did it in the form of books. So some of those books, you know, everything that every history book you ever read isn't correct. You know, somebody had a fucking opinion who wrote that, and they let their opinion be known in that, you know what I mean? Like, and there's no, you know, you just have to listen to everything that you hear and decipher through it and make a personal decision on whether you think it's true or not. There's no way to fact check it. I mean, you can do your research, but a lot of research is bad. A lot of research isn't the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a question of whether you believe it or not.
Well, that's why you got to consider the sources. You know, it used to be that if you had like a professor or somebody like that was like an expert or a resident expert in a field or whatever, you could kind of value their opinion and be like, well, you know, if this guy says it and he's like a top 5 guy on this subject in the world, then, you know, it's probably true. But shit, nowadays, dude, people don't give a flying fuck. They'll support anything. They're just like, well, who, you know, what's going to make me the most money? And I'll sell my soul for fucking anything. And, you know, it's a good time. And, well, you lied. I mean, look at Adam Schiff, for Christ's sakes. The guy said he's got fucking Trump dead to rights like what, 42 fucking times, and he has yet to fucking get him.
Right. Because he has nothing, and what he has had, what he has presented, he hasn't been able to prove or disprove it. And that's really what the problem is that it's the same thing with the voting, right? We say we have these issues with the voting. Now, apparently video evidence isn't good enough. Now,
right.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen some video evidence, and I mean, you can see motherfuckers taking stacks of votes, throwing them in the fucking pot. You know, I mean, to me, it's clear cut. They should have they should have redone that election. They should have recalled it. They should have said, we're going to do this for the first time in history. We're going to do a runoff, a revote. And only on election day, no fucking ballot dropping, none of that shit. Just fucking start over. And you know what? If Uncle Joe wins because the people of America are that fucking stupid, then so be it. But God damn it, there was some really, 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 really blatant fraud. And then of course there was the the geo tagging of the cell phones and stuff. So they knew that it was the same people dropping on a nightly basis.
Dinesh D'Souza's freaking movie, The 2000 Mules. I mean, if you watch that and you are halfway, I mean, you don't have to be a conservative. You don't have to be a liberal. Just go in there with an open mind and go, okay, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to see what he says and watch it in its entirety. If you don't have questions after that, whether you're a Republican or whatever, or a liberal, then you're in denial because he brought up a lot of valid questions. I'm not saying they're points. They were questions that were never answered. And could it be disproved in a short period of time? I have no idea because they never did it. But they didn't even try. They just blew it off and they said, you're just going to have to get over it. You're just going to have to accept it. That's the way it is. Now you're an election denier, you know. When we were kids growing up, dude, what do we have to worry about? You had fucking people that were pedophiles because they fucking never addressed that. So you got pedophiles, and Russia was going to blow up the world when we were kids. Right. I mean, that was growing up as a kid. I remember those were the things you were like afraid of, you know. And for us, I think I watched a documentary one time on TV that was bullshit, but I was afraid of Bigfoot too. So Bigfoot scared me. I thought Bigfoot was going to rip me through a window and kidnap me. And then Eddie Murphy fucking talked about his cousin was fucking related to a Bigfoot, Goonie Goo Goo, fishing out of the boat. Remember? I thought Bigfoot was real, and that scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. But those were the things you had, and now that no one does anything. You know, it's just, what are you afraid of? Oh, we have to worry about people spreading lies. What about fucking child pornography and child trafficking and fucking pedophiles and, like you were saying earlier, you know, they don't care.
Right. And then there's climate change.
Oh,
you know,
fuck.
everybody's so fucking worried about that. And the thing is, I mean, the current rate of travel is, I mean, it's not really an issue. Is it an issue that we need to look at as a country? Yeah, it is. I agree with that. I mean, I think it's something that we need to look at. I just
But you
don't
can't
think
piss
it's
in
not
the
as
ocean.
right. It's not as dire of a situation as they're talking about, though.
Fuck no.
And like you've said on past episodes, we don't have the fucking infrastructure to do what they're trying to do, and won't have it for many, many years. So it's not like the thought. I mean, you can think about it, you can talk about it. When a conservative says global warming is bullshit or climate change is bullshit, they're not saying that climate change as a whole is bullshit. What they're saying is the narrative is bullshit.
Right.
The world's going to end in 8 years. Didn't fucking AOC say that or something? Or
Oh
10
yeah, they've all
years or
said it.
11
They've,
years?
you got Jim, you got fucking Kerry.
Oh
I
yeah,
was going to say Jim Carrey, but that's not.
John Kerry.
John Kerry.
He's the climate czar.
Yeah. Well, we don't do something about this in 8 years, it'll be the end of the world. No, it's not. You know what I mean?
That's fucking
It's
horseshit.
that's bullshit. You know, you got all these other countries that don't, you know, and that's the thing that everybody wants to ignore. Oh, well, the United States has to be an example for all these other countries
That don't
Well,
follow
I think-
suit.
I was going to say, if they followed suit, that might be an argument. But when they don't follow suit, you're just sitting there spinning your wheels. You know what I mean? It's like the other day, I was talking to a guy, and he was talking to, or it was Rich, actually. I was talking to Rich about, he was renting a car, right? He went out of town, he rented a car. He said on there, it said something about like you could donate money for carbon credits, basically. Like if you own a Tesla, right, and you're leaving town. So if you own a Tesla, you're saving the planet. You're gonna, you know, it's the best thing in the world for the, you know, the environment and all this other stuff. So they believe. Okay, so now you go to rent a car. Well, they don't rent Teslas. I mean, I guess you could rent a Tesla, but you know, like if you go to Hertz or rent, you know, Hertz or whatever, for the most part, they're probably not going to have Teslas, especially if you go to like a small airport, right? Like if you fly to Idaho, I don't think they rent Teslas at the Hertz.
Probably not.
Idaho.
Yeah.
So evidently you can give them money and they can use that money to offset the carbon credit so you can feel good about yourself.
Right.
Well, are you really accomplishing anything? What are you doing? You know, I mean, I guess I'd be willing to listen to somebody explain it to me, but I call bullshit. It's just them making money. It's like a way for them to make money. And then for these idiots to go, well, I feel good about myself. Well, goddamn, that's all. If that's all that matters, then that totally makes sense. You know, I mean, I can understand why you guys fucking want to support pedophilia and these fucking, all these pedophiles and shit, because, well, it makes them feel good. Oh, okay, great. That's all, you know, that's the thing. It used to be if it was morally right, was, you know, you had a conscience and you had, you know, some morals about you. Now it's just like, but it makes me feel good, so I'm going to do it. It's crazy. It's absolutely fucking crazy.
It's out of this world. Some of the
I'm
bullshit.
on like a fucking pedophile kick today, dude. I don't know why. I'm fucking just angry about freaking, well, kind of, like I said, bummed out and depressed on fucking society as a whole. My faith in society is fucking waning rapidly.
Though, yeah, I mean the weather this time of year, everybody gets a little down, you know, and it's like fucking, you know, I had a day where I was like, man, I fucking hate my job. And I went to work and I was like, yeah, I can't wait to go home. You know, I was just kind of a Debbie Downer all day. And I didn't, you know, I don't share that with other people whenever I'm, you know, nobody knows when I'm feeling down. I don't allow that. Not when I'm in public, maybe when I'm at home or something. But, you know, it's that time of year where you start reflecting on all the things.
Did you put
don't
your
like.
big boy panties on and go to work and just power through it.
I did, because that's what I hear. I hear that a lot, oh, well, I wasn't feeling well, so I decided that I should probably take a wellness day. What the fuck are you talking about? What the hell is a wellness day? Well, I want to make myself, I wanted to make sure that I was in a good mental state, and then when you talk to young kids, I talk to the kids that are like from 19 to 25, and it's all the same, I was depressed. I couldn't come to work because I was depressed. I didn't know what to do. And it's like,
what the fuck are you talking about? Get your ass to fucking work.
Here's another one. I just heard this one yesterday. My car broke down. I'm not going to be able to come to work. I'm like, have you ever heard of Uber or Lyft? Yeah, but that's like $38. Are you going to make more than $38 if you come to work? Well, yeah. All right. Well, then I would spend the $38 so I could make, $50, $60, $70, whatever it is. Can you do? I mean, why wouldn't you go to work? Yeah. Oh, well, I got to get my car fixed. But it's Sunday and it's 5 p.m., Well, I have a friend who's going to work on it. Oh, do you need to be there to hold his cock while he looks at your car?
The lies compound and compound. And that's the thing about a lie, right? That's why I always tell my kids, don't lie. Because a lie just gets worse and worse as it goes. The more times it's repeated, the more it just grows. It becomes this bigger entity. And the next thing you know, it's this giant freaking thing. And I'm not talking about our political system in this world today, but I was just saying, when you tell a lie and it just grows and grows and grows and it gets bigger and it becomes out of control and everything else.
Climate change.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lie. The narrative is a fucking lie. It's not as dire. Do we need to address it? Yes, it needs to be addressed. But we're hundreds of years away from the things that they're talking about are supposed to happen in 10 years. And the first time that it was predicted that the Earth would come to an end was like 1963. And it was a scientific journal that published that by the year 2000, at the current rate of travel, we wipe out humanity. Well, we're 23 years past that, and still no sign of the end. And then of course, if you're a Bible thumping Christian, these are just the signs of the end of days. Well, I call bullshit on all of it. I think it's all stupid and bullshit. Do we need to address it? Yes. I know I've said that 50 times.
Well,
it does need to be addressed. It needs to be looked at. Do we need to spend billions and trillions of dollars on it? No, we don't
think so either.
Anyway,
are cars more efficient now than they were 60 years ago? Yeah. Are they fully efficient? No, they're not fully efficient because let's face it, nobody wants to, they could probably make a car that's super emission efficient and everything else like that, but nobody could afford it. And we as a society today need vehicles. I mean, that's just fact of life, right? Somebody who lives in a city is like, oh, I've never owned a car. I don't need to have a car. There's no need for that. Oh, okay, yeah, because there's inner city transit and there's buses, which I don't know about you, but the last time I went to a city and a bus drove by, I about fucking passed out. But that's okay because, they're going to have electric buses and fucking natural gas and stuff. Meanwhile, you go over to fucking some third world country and they're fucking belching smoke for fucking days and no one says anything about that.
Right. China, we've completely shut the door on nuclear power, it seems, right? Or real close to it.
Yeah.
And
it's having a resurgence, but
China's building 40 nuclear power plants.
Oh, they're building
under
coal
construction
right
now. And coal
plants.
They're doing everything. They're doing everything that we're not doing.
Well, do you remember the Beijing Olympics? Wasn't that long ago, right?
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Do you remember them showing people walking around at the Beijing Olympics because the air quality was so fucking bad they had to wear masks and shit?
Right.
Well, they put it on full fucking display that China gives two flying fucks about the environment and they're fucking burning coal and the air over there is fucking horrible, but nobody wants to talk about that. You go over to England, back in the turn of the century and stuff, and everybody was burning coal and doing all those kinds of stuff. I mean, they still have coal fucking heaters over there. People buy coal and have it brought into their house for heat because they don't have the infrastructure to not do that. They have to do that to stay warm so people don't die. So, go up to your grandma and grandpa and tell them, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to die because Greta Thunberg says fucking climate change is the end of the world and you can't have a heater anymore and you're going to freeze to death. Are you okay with that? Well, no. Okay. Then use a little bit of fucking common sense here and perpetuate it out and, fulfill it and look at it and go, is it bad? Like you said, is it bad? Yes. To a certain extent, can we make this better? Yeah, sure. Do we have an obligation to do that? Yes. To the point that it becomes ridiculous and that you fucking crush economies, I don't think that's the fucking right way to do it.
Well, and that's the thing, though, is that these people that complain and bitch about it turn around and get on a fucking jet and fly across the country or all around the world.
Climate change and hop on a jet.
Right. And they bitch about it, but yet they still use, the plastic and, all these things that people bitch about. They still consume the products that they bitch about, and it's like the people with the lefties that are against capitalism. They still have a fucking iPhone. I mean, nothing stands for capitalism more than fucking iPhone. Apple's done a shitload for capitalism as a whole. They get on Facebook. They listen to TikTok or they watch TikToks. They do all these things.
Twitter.
But they don't want anything to do with capitalism. Capitalism is evil. Well, you're participating in it. So what the fuck are you talking about? I don't understand.
Do as I say, not as I do. I mean, that's the hypocrisy of the whole fucking thing, right? They are hypocrites. I mean, and it's, and I get it. It's hard. It's hard not to be a hypocrite. It's hard. You want to be able to say one thing, but as a society as a whole, I mean, we're running the whole fucking gamut here. Society as a whole, I mean, that's how people are raised, right? I mean, if today's society is a Judeo-Christian freaking belief system for the most part,
Sure.
And what do churches do? As long as you say you're sorry, they don't tell you not to do it. I mean, they tell you not to do it, but if you do it, is that it? It's a done deal. You're going to hell. Well, no, because you can confess your sins and we'll absolve you and then everything will be okay. But make sure you put that money in the plate before you walk out the door. And so what do people do? They do the bad shit, then they ask for forgiveness, and they put money in a plate at the end of the day, and then they're good to go. And that's what we do as society all the time. It's like, oh, climate change and this and that. Well, how much climate change did you save by buying those, the new Apple Watch every time it comes out and the new Apple fucking iPhone and, this new thing and that new thing and everything else, I mean, fuck, dude, for years, Starbucks was a freaking prime example of that. And then everybody started calling them on their fucking bullshit. And now they have all these fucking recycled cups and all this other shit because, they knew the narrative. They saw that they were in the sights of the fucking someone coming after them. So then they had to make changes, but it was all money driven. That's why they did what they did. I mean, let's face it. We as a society, regardless of, people, how they try to say how morally correct they are and everything, it's all about money. Always, always follow the money. You'll find the fucking true story. And there's a reason that's true. It's because that's how it works. That's what we do as a whole. It's fucking sad, but that's the fucking truth of the matter. And that's what it is. So.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway.
It is. It's crazy. They're, and here's I'm going back to the whole ban thing. Why hasn't Facebook banned me, or us, I should say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why hasn't Facebook banned us? I don't understand that. Like, but yet the Twitter, the whole banning,
they got it all figured out.
Well, there's lots of things I don't like to listen to. I don't like to listen to Nancy Pelosi smacking her fucking dentures. So I just don't listen to her, unless I want to get some good material to make fun of her on. That's all I use it for.
Yeah. But no, that's not what we do in the society today, dude. It's like, I don't like this. Well, I'm going to make a stink about it, and I'm going to get more people that don't like it, and we'll become, oh, there's the majority of people. That's my favorite thing. The majority of people say that we're right. No, they didn't. That's not. You're using the word majority incorrect, because what you want to say is the group of people I asked said I was right, not the majority. When the majority, because we all know what a majority is, it's over 50%. And if you don't garnish 50%, then you don't have the majority, and then you aren't right. And 50% of the people didn't support your fucking idea. So guess what? You didn't have a majority. But it's okay for you to say that, It's just ridiculous. It's I don't know. Like you said, I don't know if it's just the time of the year or what or anything else, but I'm fucking I guess I'm depressed. I wouldn't know. I've never sat and licked my wounds because I was depressed and didn't go to work and do all that stuff. And that's not a dig on somebody depression is real. I'm not saying it's not fucking real. I haven't ever had it to that extent. So I can't comment on it. I'm not saying that depression isn't real. I don't understand why people commit suicide, and that's not me saying that it's not real. It's just me saying I don't understand it. I don't understand why they do it. But but yeah, I guess I'm just depressed, mildly depressed. Just can't find my big boy panties and put them on and take on the day.
Right. It's
Well, speaking of change and stuff, it's just a relevant topic. Did you see that the nuclear waste guy got arrested? You know what I'm talking about? There was a big controversy about the guy when he got nominated, that Biden nominated him. He's like transgender.
Oh yeah.
He's bald. The bald guy with the lipstick that wears dresses.
Yeah. Is that I thought that was his attorney, or not his Surgeon General was the
that one's transgender too. That one's transgender too.
Oh, okay. So he had another one, huh?
Yeah. Well, he just got arrested. So everybody's like, "Oh, you're just hating on him because the dude's weird, man. I mean, he like walks around in dresses and bright red lipstick, and he's got bald head, and he looks like a dude. He doesn't even try to, it's not like he wears a wig or like the Surgeon General does with, he's gone full, transitional and tries to look like a woman. Not really, dude. There is no chance you'd be in a bar and go, that woman is hot, and then make a mistake that's a fucking woman. That looks like a dude. Okay, I'm sorry. It looks like a dude. But anyway, see, now we're just getting in trouble because we're making fun of trans people. But anyway, supposedly he got arrested for stealing luggage out of an airport.
Oh, wow.
What kind of shit stain do you got to be to fucking steal luggage out of an airport? Are you looking it up?
I was trying to, but I don't know what his name is or.
I don't either. It's like nuke waste, nuclear waste. Oops, I can spell. I can't remember. Probably can't even find it. There it is.
Biden's binary drag queen nuclear waste guru admits.
He stole the bag. He committed a crime, dude. Okay, so there's nothing like drawing fucking a shit ton of attention to yourself and then committing a crime. That's like next level fucking stupidity right there. But, it is what it is. I don't know. And the thing is, he did it. And if it was somebody else, they'd probably try to crucify him. But they're going to try and sweep this under the rug. And they probably will sweep it under the rug. They'll be like, well, it wasn't really that big a deal.
Did you hear the excuse?
I didn't look at it.
I was tired. Arrested non-binary nuclear waste guru Sam Britton, 34, admits to stealing bag from Minneapolis airport luggage carousel and using it for a month. Oh my God, this guy looks hideous too. He's bald-headed.
Yeah, as I said, and bright red lips. Red lips. Dude, he went to Washington. He went to all kinds of like gala events and stuff, and like did all kinds of stuff. And everybody's like, "Oh, it's so fantastic!" It's like that interview. Did you see that interview with the Disney gal? Not that I'm racist. She's just black. The black gay lady that worked for Disney, and she was like, I was just throwing gay stuff everywhere. It was so amazing, and they just didn't stop me, so I kept doing it. And we're gonna teach all these kids about gay stuff and everything. And she just thought it was the greatest thing ever. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Why do you have to do that? Why do you feel the need to do that? I don't understand that.
And meanwhile, you've got lesbians that are lefts. They're lefties, and they're coming out in droves saying, if I would have known that me coming out as a lesbian would lead to this, like people trying to teach kids to be that way, then I would have never done it. I would have never came out of the closet. So, even the gay people
in their community are opposed
that hear
to
about
it.
this shit are opposed to it because they're like, what are you talking about? You either are or you aren't. You don't need to be taught.
Right.
You're that way
used
or
to be
you're
the
not.
thing, right? You were just that's the way you were born and everything. You don't need to be indoctrinated into it. If you're gay, you're just gay, and I get it. You know what I mean? I understand if you want to make it socially acceptable, and that's their excuse. Well, we're just talking about this so that it's more socially acceptable. Well, that's one thing. Then when you're telling kids that they need to be, that if you're and here's the thing, right? They say that they're not doing this and it's the whole CRT thing and everything else and all that kind of stuff. But when you tell somebody that being white, heterosexual is bad and you make them feel bad, because we all know you can do that. I mean, you can take a 5-year-old kid and make them feel bad in about 30 seconds. It's not real fucking hard.
No.
And you think that's okay to do? I mean, I thought we were supposed to be accepting here. That's the whole point of this teaching, is to make them feel that, that they can be accepted. But yet you take the little white kid, the little white boy that's sitting over in the corner and go, well, you're part of the problem. You're the reason that we have to do this, is because you and everyone before you. And let's face it, a 5-year-old kid is not suppressing anybody and is not doing anything to anybody. You're just picking on him because he's an easy fucking target.
And that's any race, any gender, any whatever, I mean, you shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? It's just that simple, why, well, and then that's the thing. It's their opportunity to indoctrinate. So it's all about, and at the end of the day, it's all about the votes.
It's control. No, 100%. It is 100% fucking control.
Yeah.
100% fucking control.
Sick. It's sick.
Well, that's not what this country is supposed to be about. This country is supposed to be about, you can fucking make it on your own. You can have the dream. If you work hard and you try hard and, do what needs to be done, you can become a successful individual. And if making money is what you want to do, if you want to have a big family, you can do that. And, you're open to choices. And they're taking those choices away. They're telling you you're a bad person because you want those choices. And that's not what this country was founded on.
Not at all.
They left England because they felt like they were suppressed. They came here for a better life. Oh, that's right. That's the fucking 1691 project or whatever. I've been lied to.
They just wanted to have slaves.
I've been lied to my whole life. It's all based on fucking slavery and everything else.
Which was totally untrue, because slavery existed where they came from. It was literally a part of the world's culture. It still is in a lot of places. So, their argument doesn't make sense there. So it's like, yeah, you're right. There could be a lot of bullshit in the history books. I agree with that. However, for you to say that our country was founded on slavery, our country was founded on the growth of tobacco, cigars. That's what our country was founded on.
Well,
and freedom.
That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason. All of of England's freaking empire was based on money. It was trying to make money. It doesn't matter, go there and pillage the natural resources. Let's be honest. I mean, that's what they did, and that's because that's what countries used to do. You go out and say, okay, if there's stuff. I mean, what do you think this whole fucking war in Ukraine is for? It's about natural resources. It's about money. That's what it's about. Oh no, it's about suppressing people and not subjugate. No, it's about money. It's about fucking money.
No, well, if
and
you
natural resources.
right, and if you ask the president of the United States, he'd say, "Well, it's an easy way to fucking launder money." Because that's what we're doing. We're laundering money. It's all coming back. Not all of it, but a good portion of it's coming back to us as individuals.
Well, that's the
idiots.
thing. All that got jeopardized because you got the whole Hunter Biden laptop, which we've proven, not we personally, has been proven, was not Russian disinformation, and it's real. And I guess there are a bunch of people filing lawsuits and stuff on that for slander and everything else. It'd be awesome if they win, but along those lines, so that all got jeopardized, and then all of a sudden you have this cryptocurrency comes about, and golly gee, lo and behold, 6-8 months later, what happens to the fucking FTX? Is it FTX?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, FTX. It goes belly up. Oh, that's weird. Let's interview the CEO and talk to him. Oh, he's got the IQ of a fucking bread box. So, maybe he's fucking autistic and like next level on fucking computer programming and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, there was something there. I think it was a fucking sham. But then where'd all that money go? All that money just disappeared.
Right.
Oh, it was laundered. It went from Ukraine into FTX into the Democratic Party. That's weird. I never would have guessed that.
You're just an election denier.
Yeah. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I am an election denier. And I'm also going to use a little common sense here. Money doesn't disappear, right? It has to go somewhere. I mean,
right.
If you fucking, if they interviewed this dude and he fucking looked like Jeffrey Epstein and he looked like he hadn't slept in about 6 fucking months, okay. Well, it went to cocaine and hookers and coke, hookers and blow, and that's where he fucked off all this money. You know what I mean? You can see where it went. Now you talk to this guy. Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. Well, then where'd all the fucking money go? Well, it went somewhere. Someone got it, right? It came out of one guy's pocket or bank account into a crypto account, and then from a crypto account it went away. Well, golly gee, look at that. I don't know. I couldn't do I didn't understand the crypto thing because I'm fucking stupid, and right. It seemed too good to be true for me, and I just couldn't get on board with it. I was, a couple guys at work were like, "Oh yeah, dude, I fucking made some money in this crypto," and I'm like, you know what? I just don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And they're like, "What do you mean it doesn't make any sense?" I said, "It doesn't make any sense." And they're like, "Well, it's this and that." And they were trying to explain it to me. And I'm like, dude, I didn't say that it's corrupt or anything at that time. I was just, it didn't, I don't know.
To me,
I don't
it
like
doesn't
buying
make
shit.
sense.
I don't like buying shit off of Amazon, dude. If you want to know the truth of the matter, it fucking bugs the shit out of me. If I can drive up the street and go buy something, I'd rather do that because I go up there, I hand them money or swipe my card, and they give me something and I come home. I like that way better. Everybody's like, "Oh no, Amazon's awesome. You just order it and and 3 days later it comes." Well, I don't like waiting the 3 days. I mean, I might drive all over fucking town looking for shit because I'm stupid. And then I never find it, and then I have to wind up ordering it off of Amazon anyway. But I don't like fucking waiting. The whole fucking wait 3 days thing or whatever. Even if like I said, I go into town and drive to like 6 different places and I can't find it, and then I have to fucking wait anyway. I would much rather do that than just fucking order it, which makes me stupid, I guess. But I fucking don't like it. I don't like I need the instant gratification than somebody handing me something. I'm not a big fan of the whole fucking order it and it shows up 3 days later.
Well, and I was that way about cash for a long time. I was that way about direct deposit. I didn't do direct deposit for the first 10 years that it existed because it just seemed weird to me, And then I kind of caught, now it's like fucking everything's direct. Fuck, I don't write a check. I don't write checks. All my shit's automatic.
A lot of places you have to do direct deposit. It's condition of employment. Some places.
Yeah, it is in some places.
When you fill out your paperwork, you have to fill out a direct deposit form because they won't fucking cut you a check. And cash, dude, cash is becoming fucking unacceptable too.
Well, that's the thing. The most of the cash that's been created, out of thin air in the last 2 years, 3 years, most of it, there's no paper to back it.
Oh yeah, no, they're never, because it's just imaginary. It's just a fucking, it's a spreadsheet.
Yeah. So they were like, if you had $20 billion, let's just say, for instance, just for shits and giggles, let's say that Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter and he wanted to pay him in $100 bills. He couldn't do that because there's not that much money that could be gathered. It doesn't exist. Yeah. It's not
there
real.
isn't tangible money for that much.
Right. So here's there might be that much money as a whole, but not enough to where he could get it all for one individual. Right. One individual could not collect that kind of money now. So our monetary system is fake. It's completely fake.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a whole. You go down that rabbit hole and it gets fucking crazy real fast because you used to have the standards. You had the gold standard. You had the silver standard. You had stuff that actually backed it up. Nothing backs it up now. It's just fucking because we say so. Right. We say it's money. We say it's legal tender, so you should accept it. And like I said, a lot of people, most people don't like cash. I mean, businesses don't like cash. They don't want cash money. Everybody wants it to just be electronic because it's easy.
Right. And that's just, to me, I don't know. It's a bubble's going to burst eventually, There's no doubt about that.
So, I don't know if it's going to, I don't know if, I understand what you're saying. I'm not arguing that, but at the same time, it's like people are like, well, the bubble never burst. Well, it had to change. It's going to have to change. It cannot continue the way it is because it's not feasible. You know what I mean? There has to be a change. Something has to happen or something is going to be different because it just doesn't work. And I don't know what that change is going to be, but I agree with you. I think it has to, people are going to get fed up or I don't know.
Hard to say, really. Hard to say.
They're going to have to do something.
Right.
But yeah, no, that I think that, and this is my belief. I think that FTX guy was a patsy set up by the government so that they could fucking commit fraud and launder all that money back from the Ukraine because that's what they're doing. They're bringing it all back. Dude, we've spent, what is it, fucking like $80 billion or some shit we've given them?
Oh, it's a big number. I know that. That's
fucking insane. You got people here in the United States that can't fucking afford to put gas in their car and go to work and eat. And we're sending $80 billion to a country. Well, you don't understand. We have to help them. If we don't, Russia will overthrow them and this and that.
Who cares? Who gives a fuck? I care less if Russia.
It has ramifications on the world economy. I mean, I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, what are we doing here? You're not helping the people here.
No.
You're just printing phony money. You printed phony money and created inflation. Right. Now you're creating phony money and sending it over to another country. Well, that doesn't make, you can't continue that.
You know what my favorite part of the last 2 years of the Biden administration is? The thing that makes me laugh the most is the fact that gas prices ballooned, 100% or 500%. And then they fell back to 250% of what they were originally, when he took office.
Right. And people are
and now they're bragging about how,
right.
Oh, see how we brought gas prices down? Well, motherfucker, you didn't bring them. You brought them down from crazy to fucking insane. Now it's still just insane. And now you want to pat on the back for it. And Biden's bragging about that shit. He's like, oh yeah, we're using all of our reserves so we can control gas prices. Well,
those are supposed to be emergency reserves.
Well, we're still paying 2 times what we were paying. It's still.
Yeah, I do.
It's still 100%. And
that's not his fault though. The president doesn't control gas prices. Then why is he trying to take credit for it?
Only when Donald Trump is president.
Yeah.
Right.
He controlled gas prices. Right?
If it's bad, but if it's good, then no, he had nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's like same fucking bullshit. Anyway. So
it's crazy.
What did we talk about today? We talked about
Jesus Christ, dude.
Election denial, inflation,
pedophiles,
And we didn't really get into that, but being banned
Yeah.
by Twitter.
It was a lot.
And what else?
That's just current events, man. That's daily life. You just go on the internet, and fucking find all the videos on it, and it's fucking rampant. It's everywhere. It's all you see. It's just, I don't know, man. I try to stay optimistic, but it's just not it's not looking good. We'll have to wait and see what other fucking shit shows come about. Because it's the end of the year. We're not seeing anything. They haven't affected anything. How's Congress going to fucking shake out? What laws are going to happen? What's the Supreme Court going to do? Shit, we didn't even talk about fucking student loan debt buyback, dude. We didn't even talk about that. That's like fucking huge. How do you not talk about that? It's a shit show. They've proved, and you know what's weird? So Biden took office. The border was a big thing, right? Everybody talked about it. Fucking Kamala Harris got appointed the border czar and everything like that. What happened to it? It's just faded away. No one talks about it anymore.
Right. And then he was in Texas yesterday. Joe Biden was. He was like 40 miles from the fucking border and refused to go. I don't know if he refused to go, but there were no plans to go there.
He didn't go to the border.
He did not go to the border, and he was right there.
Well, yeah.
Now, why? Because, he knows that the border's going to get a lot of attention if he goes down there, and he doesn't want that. He wants to fucking, they want to get their 11 million a year over the border so that they can try to give them amnesty and create new voters.
Right, by votes.
That's all it is. It's 100%. All about votes.
It's got to be. I mean, what's the incentive? He's completely destroying our economy. He's completely destroying, neighborhoods and cities and states and stuff, and has no remorse. So what's the upside to it? Why would you do it? Well, you give them a cell phone and you give them a little bit of money and you tell them that you'll take care of them and you hope they vote for you. I mean, that's obviously what it is. It's got to be. What else is it? It's not like it's a benefit to the United States letting all these fucking people come in.
Right. And, there might be some benefits, but they're like, well, we need workers. No, we need the work. We need the workforce to get up off their ass and go to work is what we need.
Well, the funny thing about that is you got fucking Pelosi. Well, they need migrant workers. They need poor people to do those jobs that no one wants to do. What? I thought you guys were 1692 and you were opposed to slavery, and she had on her shawl thing and got down on her knee to support the fucking Black Lives Matter and all that other shit. And doesn't want slaves, but if you're Mexican, it's okay for you to be a slave and fucking work in the fields.
Well, it's not Mexicans, it's Guatemalans, it's fucking
dude,
it's all
huge,
these people from Central America. It's that's where they're coming from, I guess. They said only 1% of the Mexican population's coming across the border right now. And I don't know how true that statistic is. I mean, that's according to their statistics. Right. But it's mostly Guatemala and I can't remember all those fucking Central American shitholes.
There's Panama. There's Panama. There's Guatemala. There's freaking Brazil. It's just all of those. Venezuela. Oh, that's right. They don't want the Venezuelans to come in because they're anti-communist and they're anti-freaking big government. So we need to put a block on the Venezuelans. We can't let those fuckers in.
Right. They might vote Republican.
Yeah. No, but they did. Remember? Do you remember seeing that on the news stories? They were blocking Venezuelans.
Sure.
But they're letting all these other people come in. Well, I don't know about you, dude, but when Jose's up in front of you and they go, Jose, where are you from? And he says, Venezuela. And they hit him in the head and they push him to the side. And then Pablo goes up there and they say, where are you from? And Pablo says, I'm with him. I'm from Venezuela. And they whack him in the head. When they ask me, where are you from? Mexico, senor. Right. Ain't real fucking hard to figure out, dude.
All right, come on
Panama,
through.
fucking Guatemala, where, I don't know. Let me ask you this. Is my answer depend on whether you'll let me into the country? Well, yeah. Where can I be from and where can't I be from? Well, you can't be from Venezuela, but you can be from anywhere else. Okay. I'm from anywhere else other than Venezuela.
Right.
Not real hard to fucking
I am
figure
from the
out.
country anywhere else.
Yes. It's not real hard to figure out. And, they got it figured out because they're fucking coming in by the droves and then they fucking disappear. And, where are they all at now? Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
The
so, the border went away. No one talks about that. It's just like, oh, we're not going to talk about that. So it'll be interesting to see what the hot new topic is for, once, like in January or whatever, when Congress comes back in session and whatever they're going to their hot button that they're going to do or where we're going to be at or whatever. I don't know. So there's still some election races that haven't been decided, right? Aren't we still waiting on some recounts and shit?
I think there's still one in Colorado.
The Bobbert gal.
Yeah, and then I think there were 3 left.
Is that what it is?
I'm not sure.
So I don't know because they haven't actually got the final makeup. Obviously, the Warnock thing makes it 51, right? 51-49.
Yeah. Well,
it's not tied anymore.
Technically, it's 49-49.
Oh, because there's 2 independents.
There's 2 independents, but they're in the Democratic caucus. So,
well, of course. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Is Bernie's in the House, right? Shows how
Yes.
stupid I am. I don't
Right.
fucking know.
Yeah, Bernie's
Who are the 2 independent? You're saying there's 2 independents in the Senate?
there is, and I'm not sure what states they're from.
Who knows?
I mean, you can look.
That's how
it up.
relevant they are. Independent senators in the U.S. Oh shit, there's more than that. Third or minor parties in the Senate. I said, oh, my fucking internet's slow. It said it was like 3. From Maine, Vermont, Minnesota. Whoa, what? Oh, wait. The motherfuckers aren't even in there anymore. Bernie Sanders is a senator. He's from,
yeah, and he's an independent. I forgot about that. He ran as a Democrat for president, but he's supposedly.
But he's a senator. He's not in the House. He's a senator.
Right.
And then there's one from Maine. I think that's what ME stands for. I'm reading all these old ones. I'm like, fucking 1947. That motherfucker's still in there? No, he's right. He's not in office anymore. So those are the 2. So whatever. But
right. So now it's going to be difficult to get anything done. Although I guess the House can repeal some of the stuff that's been passed. And
they just got to go through the Senate, and they can't get them. That's the thing. They're talking about we're gonna eliminate the filibuster. Motherfucker, you ain't got the majority. You gotta have a fucking majority, don't you?
well, you have to have a super majority to eliminate it. I believe. I think it has to be 2/3.
Right.
2/3 have to vote to get rid of that. It's the same thing with impeachment of anybody.
Right.
It has to be. You have to get 2/3 of the vote.
They ain't gonna get 2/3. You can't get those motherfuckers to agree on anything. They probably can't even agree on lunch. You can't get 2/3 of them to agree on fucking lunch, let alone fucking anything else.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I guarantee you that you can get them to a 2/3 majority, super majority to agree on something, as long as they're all getting fucking paid and they can fucking stick it to everybody.
Right.
Then they'd be like, we're all for this. Yeah. It's weird. Whenever their pay raises go through, they just fucking pass every single time by a fucking super majority.
It's like it's fucking almost unanimous. It's really weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna vote myself a fucking pay raise. Meanwhile, the average American's, fucking paying more. You got like a 2% increase in fucking cost of living raise if you were lucky enough to get that. But inflation's 8%, so you took a 6% cut in pay. You're like, not a financial wizard, but I don't think that fucking works very good.
Amen. That's so true.
But in Congress, they got a fucking 10% fucking raise. Whatever the fuck it is. That it'll just be, of course, the Republicans in the House, McCarthy, we're going to go after him. We're going to fucking, we're going to get answers. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But will you? Will you really? Do you ever play hardball? Like we were talking earlier, do Republicans ever play hardball? No, they don't.
No.
You know, we're the honest party. Well, you know what? Nice guys finish last. You need to get fucking dirty. You need to get down in the trenches. You need to fucking fight them at their own game. You know, you need to do what they do, and maybe get some of them motherfuckers out of there and clean this shit up. You know, it was that for me was one of the biggest things about Trump that I was optimistic about. He said he was going to drain the swamp, and then you know, obviously, he said, "Hey, I didn't get it drained near what I thought. I didn't know how deep it was." Well.
Right. No,
I understand that, but I mean, I wanted him to put the fucking place on its ear and fucking get all these corrupt fucking players out of there. But I mean, I get it. It's hard. You can't, you know, you got to eat an elephant one bite at a time. Well, he didn't even have an opportunity to eat that elephant because he was too busy dealing with their fucking bullshit because that's how they fucking fight, you know. They tied him up and they tied everything up and nobody could get fucking anything done.
Well, and they had the House, they had the fucking Senate, and they had the White House for 2 fucking years, and they fought amongst each other and got nothing accomplished. Nothing of any substance anyway. So it was like, you know.
Well, that's not entirely true. They voted to spend a whole fucking shit ton of money and fucking cause us all to go into fucking debt and for, you know, inflation to fucking skyrocket. Because that's the thing, right? You know, we want to blame Biden, but, you know, the House and the Senate passed those fucking bills and they funded those bills and they agreed to that shit too. And they're the ones that they got just as much blood on their hands as anybody else.
And a lot of Republicans helped to make all that shit happen.
Oh yeah. The ones that flopped, you know, they're like, oh, you know, you see it all the time. You know, here's the 14 people who voted for this. I think I saw one the other day. It said there was 12 people who voted for same-sex marriages or whatever. Not that I fucking care about that, but they crossed party lines to support a bill that was bipartisan and wasn't being supported, and they crossed party lines. Well, you can go right down the list of who it was.
Right.
You know,
everybody who fucking lined their pockets to make it happen.
Well, but you know, they're you know, Cheney was one of them. Because she's still there until January. She's still fucking there. So you got Cheney. You know, fucking Romney was in there sucking somebody's ass, doing what he was fucking doing because he always does. That's what he fucking does. And then you got fucking, you know, in the Senate, you got Mitch McConnell. Oh, that's right. He was one of the people that they showed. The claims are he got over $1 million from FTX to a super PAC.
Right.
Well, that's fraud money. They're saying that they committed fraud and he's a fucking recipient of it. Lock that motherfucker up and put him in fucking jail. It's that easy. You fucked up. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Fuck you. Go to jail. Let a bad man fucking do mean things to him.
Well, you know, that's the thing is the Republicans, you know, I watch Sean Hannity. You know, he's a Republican. He's not just a conservative. He's a conservative Republican. That's what he is.
Right, he admits it.
That's what Tucker Carlson is probably more just a conservative. Yeah. He's a conservative libertarian, which is probably what I would classify myself as. You know, I'm not against gay marriage. I'm not against people who don't believe in the Bible. I'm not against people wanting to, if you want to stick a needle in your arm and kill yourself, that's up to you. You want to fucking smoke weed, doesn't matter to me. That's your personal choice. The only thing I disagree with them on is abortion because I'm against abortion.
Right.
But there are a lot of libertarians that feel that way. So so I would consider myself a conservative libertarian, but I listen to Sean Hannity and that's all he talks about. Is how he demonizes the left and props up the right. And he has a lot of guys on his show that are fucking criminals, man. You know what I mean? Like he's had Mitch McConnell on his show. He talks highly of anybody that's a Republican. So, and like I said, I agree with a lot of what Sean does, but I don't now Tucker Carlson, where, you know, he kind of holds both sides accountable. And I think he goes after he goes more after the left than he does the right, but he gets after the right a little bit too. You know, he's not afraid to make him feel uncomfortable when he's interviewing him either, and that's a good thing. I forgot what my point was.
No, we were talking about. Well, you were talking about Hannity being a conservative Republican, but yet, and then, going after him. They need to fucking go after him. If you're guilty, you're guilty. You need to fucking, and that's the thing, if you got rid of all the criminals in Congress, there wouldn't be any representatives because they'd all be in fucking jail.
Right. For
Well,
the most
then
part.
maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to go after these individuals.
Well, and there was the conspiracy theory of a military coup. I don't know.
Yeah, January 6th commission.
Well, I don't
What a fucking
necessarily.
joke.
I don't necessarily think that a military coup would be a bad thing at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I'm just saying. Everybody talks like it'd be the end of the world, but I don't know about that. Maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe it'd be a good thing. Maybe they would clean out all these fucking corrupt politicians playing games, bring us down to boost their fame. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing the way I look at it is, you need to have some consequences and people to be afraid of consequences, right? The reason most people don't commit murder is because they don't want to do prison time.
Right.
Well, you would think politicians would represent the people and not violate the laws. But if they think they're above the law and they think there's no ramifications and they're never going to get caught and there's never going to be a consequence, then what do? You know what I mean? I mean, you look at like an oversimplified example. Somebody cheats on their wife and their wife finds out and she forgives them. What do you think the odds are that person's going to cheat on his wife again? Pretty fucking good, because he got away with it once and he can get away with it again. And then when he does it twice, and then he does it 3 times, and then he does it 4 times, and then he's doing 2 at the same time. So if there's no consequences and his wife just says, okay, I'm doing it for the kids, we're going to stay together and this and that, making all these fucking excuses for it, he's going to continue to do whatever the fuck he wants to do because there's no consequences. Well, I think that's what happens in government. They get away with it. Everybody does it. It makes it okay. So then next thing you know, everybody's fucking everybody. And it's just taking advantage of the system. And who pays for that? The government does. Right. The government pays for all that. Well, that's us.
All that insider trading that's happening. And, we talk about Nancy Pelosi because she's a great example, but it's not just her. Half of fucking Congress is doing it. They're all fucking investing in shit that they know is going to go through. There's no fucking doubt about that. It should be illegal. It should be illegal. If you're going to be a public servant, you should not be able to invest in the market. Because that's
I think if you
invested
in the market, if you invested in the market in like mutual funds or whatever, then that's obviously entirely different.
But you can't buy a stock because you passed a law that's going to pay that company billions and billions of dollars,
right?
I.e., Pfizer. A lot of fucking Congress people, a lot of fucking senators invested in Pfizer because of the vaccine.
That's not criminal. Yeah,
it should be.
Criminal.
It should be.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong.
You knew they were getting the contract.
I should have bought Pfizer too, but they were buying it. They were buying it before all that shit became public.
Right. All the government contracts for electric vehicles, and then Pelosi just happens to. I mean, you can look at it. When he is more successful than like fucking 80% or whatever the hell percentage it is of financial firms that are people went to college, learned how to do all this stuff, and he's more successful. Paul Pelosi is more successful than all them. And you're going to try and tell me it's not insider information that he's utilizing? I mean, dude, they sent fucking goddamn, what's her name? Fucking Martha Stewart to fucking prison for way less.
Right.
Fucking, I mean, granted, it was fucking, country club and blah, blah, blah and all this. She went to jail. Bitch went to jail. She couldn't fucking do what she wanted to do, and she had to fucking follow the rules. She went to jail. Fucking Nancy Pelosi is out there walking around fucking talking shit, letting her husband get hit in the head with a fucking...
She did more time than Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. And now they're homies.
Right.
They make salads together. No, it's. I mean, come on, open your eyes. Look at it. It's just you follow the trails, and if it's not disparaging, then you're lying to yourself, because it's obvious that there's some bad shit going down out there, and these motherfuckers are crooked. They're just fucking corrupt beyond belief, and it's It's fucking sad. There needs to be a reckoning. There needs to be an accounting. That's not me saying that we need to go out and start blowing up stuffs and commit acts of terrorism. That's not what I'm saying. That's
Right.
for the FBI because I know they're listening. But no, it's just, but there needs to be some accountability. You need to hold people accountable for this shit that's going on and make people aware that we as a society are not going to fucking tolerate this shit anymore. You're not going to be allowed to fucking just do whatever the fuck you want.
So true.
And I don't know if it's ever going to happen.
Well, I mean, I don't know the model that we would use to create that accountability. That's the fucking problem. There is no model for it, because then
No.
if you have another group of people that oversee that, then they're going to become corrupt. And then
Right.
and the beat goes on. It's the same bullshit over and over again. So, I mean, I don't know if there's a solution to the problem other than we can just sit here and bitch about it, and hopefully enough people will hear and they'll do something about it, but just as citizens, we're the only ones that can do anything about it, but we have to do it as a whole. And that means people on both sides of the fence have to agree, you know what, we don't agree on shit, but we do agree on this. That's not okay, and we need to fucking stop that, and then just start voting them out. But, that's all fucking bullshit theory, because most people vote along party lines. Most people, you're talking, there's, of the 300 million, how many votes there are, we're nationwide, but, let's say it's 300 million. If there's 300 million, there's only 1 million people that live in the middle. You know what I mean? Or, maybe somewhere between, you might say 10%, maybe 3 million or whatever. I guess it would be 30 million. 30 million.
Right.
So they're the only ones they're the ones that decide all the elections. Well, except for the states where they have ballot drop boxes where you can just
that's the
drop
thing, right?
tons of fake votes.
If they say the system's corrupt, and we're saying that the voting system's corrupt, but the system's corrupt because you've got 10% of the population deciding how the other 90% live. And that's not by wealth. That's just because those are the people that swing one way or the other,
Right.
that are actually open-minded and can think about it and do it. So now you've got 10% controlling what 90% do. And out of that 10%, those 10% are affected by, the upper 10% of the financial people, and, because they do the commercials, and, that 10% of people that are open-minded that can go either way and look at it and actually say, okay, well, this is, I'm going to look at this and make an informed decision. When they get bombarded with, fucking commercials from the fucking upper 5% of the, or 10% of the wealth in this country telling them how to vote, then they're influenced by that. So now you've got even less than that. You see what I'm saying? You
Right.
start to do the math and you do the numbers, and it's like, you got, like you said, if there's 300 million people that are capable of voting and controlling the outcome of this country, half of those are too lazy to go vote. So now you're down to 150. And then in the 10% of those, you got 15 million people that are deciding what fucking, 15 million people are deciding what 300 million people do. Well, that's fucking crazy. Those percentages are just insane.
Out of this world.
And that was supposed to be, that's what it used to be, is you took people, that would represent you and your voice. They would, had the same ideals that you had. Well, you elect them, they get in there, and they don't even stand behind what they said they were going to do. So yeah, I don't have the answer. I don't think anybody has the answer, because it hasn't been fixed in the last fucking 200 years.
Well, it's getting
nothing but
it's
fucking
getting
problems.
progressively worse over time.
Well,
No doubt
and
about that.
it's, you keep riding that horse like that, and sooner or later the horse is going to die, and people are going to there's going to be a reckoning. There's going to be a coming to Jesus moment, and people talk about that too. And I'm not saying that we need to resort to violence. There's a system in place. You just have to use the system, and you actually have to do what needs to be done, and that's getting out, that's voting, that's getting rid of the corrupt individuals that are freaking taking advantage of it, and then going after them. When they commit, go after Nancy Pelosi. Well, she's getting ready to retire. I don't give a fuck. Go
Put that
after
bitch
her.
in prison.
Make a fucking example of her fucking sorry ass, her and her husband. You know what's funny to me along those lines? You watch I don't watch them, dude. They have all these fucking reality shows and they drive me fucking crazy. But you got like, the Real Housewives of fucking Beverly Hills and the Real Housewives of fucking New Jersey and Atlanta and all this other stuff. And then that fucking, who's that guy? Chris Christie, or not Christie. You know who I'm talking about? That little short blonde haired guy. What's his fucking name? Is it Christie or something like that? You know who I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
Got his own reality show. Anyway, point of my story is on all these shows, these people bring all this tension to themselves, right? How many of those people that are on those types of shows have gotten in trouble for fucking taxes and shit here lately and had to go to prison? You seen all those?
No.
Oh, dude, there's bunches of them. There's like fucking, I think there's been, for tax problems and all this other stuff. And then they become, topics. I think there was the housewives in New Jersey or whatever. The one gal, her and her husband, they got in trouble for fucking. Dude, it shows them on there. They're throwing fucking birthday parties and doing all this kind of stuff and everything like that. And the next thing you know, you drew attention to yourself. Now you're on the IRS's radar. They go through, they check their taxes. They've been committing fraud. And next thing you know, they're going to fucking prison. So Nancy Pelosi has brought all this fucking attention on herself. Go after her. Investigate her. You know what I mean? I'm not saying fucking make up a lie or anything. There are questions. Her husband is one of the most successful fucking traders in the in the public right now.
Right.
Go investigate him. Is there any fucking wrongdoing? If there is, fucking take him to task. Put him in fucking jail. That's that was like I was saying. Trump was like fucking state of New York loved him. They thought he was a fucking godsend. He was there. He donated money. He did all this stuff. He runs for president. Now they're fucking going after him. Why are they going after him? Because they don't want him. They're looking for anything. They're trying to get him on anything, all kinds of fucking shit.
Right. And it's all politically motivated. And there's just no doubt about that. I mean, if he had done something, tax evasion, whatever you want to call it, they would have nailed him for it already. Like it hasn't happened. I mean, he's apparently he runs a good enough business. I'm not saying that it was perfect. There was probably some shady shit going on. I wouldn't doubt that, but it wasn't enough to get him into trouble. Actually he used to be in those circles, but now they're trying to come after him and they still don't have anything. Well, I mean, there's a reason for that.
But here's my point. That's what they did. They took the systems that are already there. They weaponized them. They went after them. Well, that's not right. You're right. It isn't right. However, what I'm saying is when there's stuff, when you look at how much Nancy Pelosi is worth and all the shit that she's done, how do you not go, well, you draw, why are they attacking me? Well, it's politically motivated. It's not politically motivated. You drew attention to yourself. You've made more money than any other fucking individual
in Congress
that I'm aware of in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be investigated. And here's the thing. If I'm her and I didn't do anything wrong, bring it.
Right.
Send it, motherfuckers.
Well, and that's what Trump did.
Because you ain't going to fucking get nothing on me.
That's what Trump did. He said, go ahead.
Fucking
investigate away. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your money.
Well, no, he didn't cooperate, Arlen. You don't understand. He didn't.
Well, that doesn't mean you're going to cooperate.
He tried to suppress his tax. No, I understand that, but you know what I'm saying? That would be what somebody was going to say. Oh, whatever. He didn't say just bring it because he didn't want to turn over his tax records and he didn't want to do this and he didn't want to do that and do all this other stuff.
Well, he did just recently, like last week, he released 11 years of tax.
Well, he had to,
records.
right? They took him to court and he fucking lost and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's my understanding.
Sure.
But he did do it. And then, you know what? He's in prison. I haven't heard anything.
Right.
No, they're trying to get him on fucking documents that he shouldn't have had. That, by the way, it's already come out that was Biden who fucking told them to weaponize the DOJ to fucking go after him. They've got emails. The cocksucker did it.
No.
Doing anything about it?
Nope.
Yeah,
that didn't happen.
That's not true. That didn't happen. Bullshit. That's the dude from the FBI. How come he don't have his fucking job anymore? Because they walked his fucking ass out. Oh no, he was retiring. That was
Right.
purely coincidental. What? Purely coincidental, my fucking ass. It's fucking bullshit. Anyway,
It is bullshit.
fuck, dude, 2 hours, huh?
Yep. 2 hours. Well, not quite, but close.
Yeah,
We're
more
doing
than enough for you to.
1 hour and 54 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's enough to make like 2 episodes probably.
Probably 3, I would think, but I don't know. I don't know how long you're going to make them. So I know a lot of it gets edited, but
I have some old stuff too that we talked about. It was mostly Black Lives Matter, all that stuff. I am editing through that right now. So I'm going to try to do, like tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up early. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try to hammer out like 3 or 4. And then just release them here and there. And that way we don't have to worry. We can do this. We could do this once or twice a month. And it'll probably be enough content to where I can continually put it up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal anyway. And then I don't know how we're gonna get our voice out there with the Twitter thing, because we were really catching traction. Every time I put something up, we would get listens from it. And I don't want to use Facebook, although I could create a new Facebook account and just fucking do it that way and start friending a bunch of people or whatever. I don't know.
Didn't you get blocked for that or get in trouble for that before?
Not from Facebook.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you.
No,
got,
we have the
warned
page. We have the page, you know, the Bert and Augie page, and you know, it's got I don't know 100 people follow it or something, but I don't ever put anything on it anymore. I probably should, but I didn't want to put myself in that position. You know, like I don't want it to be associated with me personally.
Right. No, I know.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess I'll have to look at it and see if maybe I should just create a new account and then try to do it that way. But Facebook's kind of a thing of the past. I mean, I could do more on TikTok, but I mean, they're already talking about how they're going to ban TikTok. So that's just a matter of time, in my opinion. Now that the Republicans have the House, they're very big on the idea of getting rid of TikTok completely in the United States, because it's Chinese owned and they're stealing information from it.
Well, sure, they fucking.
But Newt Gingrich made a good point last night. He said, I agree with the TikTok, but we need to have a replacement for it in place. Otherwise, we're going to alienate the Gen Zers, and that's going to cost us votes. I don't know.
Do they even vote?
I'm sure some of them. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're the future voters, and you know, a quarter to half of them are going to open their eyes and realize what fucking idiots they were when they were a kid. And you know, and then
I don't know, dude. I talk to people at work and stuff, and they're like, "Fucking TikTok is just a time suck and this and that and blah blah blah." And I'm like, I don't do it, dude. I really don't. I look at Facebook and I don't post shit on Facebook. I look at Facebook and most of it's all fucking getting to where now the algorithms for over the years where I've looked at it, it's like the same shit over and over and over again. I look at it like once at work, flip through it, go through it. Okay, good. I'm done. I don't look at it again because it's fucking. I used to do it to to try and network and get in touch with people that, like we went to school with and stuff like that.
Right.
But like hardly anybody's on it anymore. It's, Facebook's for old people. Okay, whatever. So,
and then there's there's a bunch of other avenues. There's, what's that one? There's a bunch of social network sites now. So, I mean, I probably
got True Social, right?
Yeah. I need to dig into that a little bit more.
I don't know jack shit about it.
And it's really the only way to effectively get your name out there, and then, most people aren't going to listen to but there's 7 billion people on the planet. We're looking for a very small portion of that and hoping that it'll work anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough call. I don't know.